Hello everyone, and my name is Markiplier.
Nah, I'm kidding. It's me, Tanner the Banana, and I'm back again after a month. Yeah. So, sorry I was gone for a bit long. I was working on a friend's birthday video, and it's way past due on the video. So the birthday video that I was making, is going to have to be scheduled to next year. So, sorry, Owen. But yeah, in case you were wondering, yes, I did get a haircut, tonight. Well, yeah. The video is going to be uploaded, is uploaded tonight. Whatever the heck I'm saying. It's uploaded tonight, and yes, I did get the haircut tonight. But anyways, enough about that. This isn't about my hair. It's about a new thing that I've gotten on my late birthday on October 5th. I mean, my birthday is, in September, really, but this is a late birthday present. Which I'll show you is my lightsaber. Let me just turn off the light so that you can see it. Anyways, I've gotten this lightsaber for my late birthday on October 5th. Hold on. This was not made by me. This is a YDD lightsaber. I think that's how I pronounce it. It's a YDD lightsaber. It's been ordered online by my Uncle Michael. And yeah, I had this pretty nifty thing for about at least a month now. And I've been playing with it a lot ever since. And the best thing about it is that I don't have to replace the batteries in it. I can just recharge it with a what was it? I have a charger with this thing, and I can plug it in here and leave it charging for at least 3 to 4 hours. As soon as the light dims and the sound goes fading, I can just go back to my room, charge this up, go back to a different sword, and it'll be good again to play around with. And if you're in a kendo class, maybe even practice your swordsmanship with this thing right here. And speaking of swords, I got some extra swords that I'd like to show off today. Right here, I got a wooden sword here that was made by my cousin Tristan. And, hey Tristan, in case you're wondering, since I know you're watching this, yes, I, accidentally broke this thing. I Gorilla Glued this together. I know it looks a bit messy, but, sorry I ruined this for you. But yeah, Tristan gave me this thing about 2 months ago while we were camping. And, well, I didn't know he was gonna bring this thing along. As soon as I realized what he brought, and when he gave it to me, I was so happy that I got this. It's much heavier than the lightsaber right there. Oh yeah, and this is the same katana I had my third video of the beginning of this channel. But yeah, I accidentally broke this thing, but I hot glued it together, so I'll put this back on the stand and show you what it's like holding it in, well, third person. As you can see here with this sword is meant to be a one-handed sword, so I can do the same slice and dices. Don't worry, I'm not gonna wreck the camera there. I'm gripping onto this thing as tightly as I can, because that's the point of wielding swords. You need to grip onto them. Imagine the sword as part of your arm. Can you lose part of your arm by doing nothing? Sure, if you get your hand Luke Skywalkered off, you can lose that hand, lose it to the gutter, only to be found by a desert girl on Jakku 30 years later. If you don't know what I'm referencing Star Wars The Force Awakens. But yeah, if this thing is part of your arm, it's a pretty good arm to swing out. Like you can imagine your hands just having a spike at the end. Like the tip is so sharp. Imagine like throwing a jab or a punch with that would be too dangerous. And this thing it's a pretty hard thing to. It's a really good sword that you can clash with. You just gotta be careful. Kids and other kids everywhere, I do not recommend wielding wooden swords unless you have the proper training of wielding a sword like so. And make sure you have if you are practicing with swords, I suggest you use a toy sword. And if you don't have a toy sword, you can always get one from a store or online or whatever you need to do. But anyways, this has been the sword. I should tell you that this sword was forged by my cousin Tristan. He sanded the sword from the sander of Adam Sandler. And the first thing he did was cut it out he cut the entire shape out with the table saw of Bruce Almighty. And then he used the sander of Adam Sandler. And then, I don't know too much about carpentry. I know quite a bit about carpentry and how wood is made. I did make a clock. After all of this stuff that he did, he used the spray paint of... What's that actor's name? John Williams. He used the spray paint of John Williams. And there came the birth of the, what should I call this sword? I need a name for this sword. The supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sword. The supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sword. That's what this shall be known as. This sword, that's my cousin forged from the depths of Jim Carrey. The legendary supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sword. And that has been my review on this very sword that I hold here today. And with that, I shall show you the last and final sword of the day. The last, but certainly not least sword is the katana that I have shown you 2 times, at least 2 times before in the past. It is the same katana that I have shown, but the hilt is much different. It is updated. It is much thicker. The blade is quite thick as well. Of course, from the side here it looks a bit goofy, but that doesn't matter. What is important is that it functions like an actual katana. As long as you don't make it sharp enough to slice anyone in half, that's not good. But yes, as you might have known, well, at least heard from me anyways, if you know me, I have layered in so many thick paper straws that I just rolled up the pieces of paper, like I rolled up thousands of pieces of paper into very thick straws. I taped them together, then wrapped them around. That's why I made this thing so thick, so that it's not flopping around like an average paper sword, like you see on those tutorials. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of notifications that you probably do not see. Anyways, those are not important right now. I mean, they are important, but what's happening right now is that I'm showing you these very awesome swords, and with showing you the last sword, the katana, I know how these things work now, and how I can use them. And they can be used pretty effectively if training is complete. And with that, I have shown you all of the swords I have. The lightsaber I got, need to do it more traditional. A traditional sheathing, as they do in Kendo. I've shown you the lightsaber that I got, the wooden sword that my cousin Tristan made me, or as it's now called, the Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sword, and finally, last but not least, the katana. And with all of that, I shall see you in the next video. See you guys later.